My name is Elena Johnson, and I am doing my demonstrative speech on how the human body digests food. And I was really right here. Just probably fall out. That's okay. Okay, so I guess first of all, we'll start off with what is the digestive system. Basically, it's a group of organs that work together to break down food and convert it into energy and the basic nutrients that our body needs to keep us going and keep us working how we're supposed to be. And it starts in our mouth. Like, that's the first place to digest it, which is kind of weird because I would have thought it would be internal, but I don't know. And the oral cavity has three different things that help aid in this digestive process. One would be our teeth, which obviously are used to chop up the food into small pieces. Second would be saliva, which gets the food nice and moist and compacts it. And third would be the tongue, which is what pushes the food to the back of the throat. And I don't know about you guys, but I've realized how important it is, like your teeth and the saliva and everything, because when I was younger, every time we had steak, my stepmother would have to give me the Heimlich because I would always choke because I didn't chew it up. So it'd get stuck in my throat and it could not continue with the digestive process. So make sure you chew your food well before you swallow, or attempt to swallow. Second, it goes down to the throat, which is a funnel-shaped tube, which you can feel right here, and it's connected to the back of the mouth, and it passes the food from the mouth to the esophagus. And once the food is in the esophagus, which is the muscular tube connecting the throat to the stomach, the esophagus carries lumps of the chewed food down, and at the end there's a ring called a sphincter, and it closes to trap the food into the esophagus, or it traps the food keeps it from the esophagus to the stomach, basically. And then once the food is in the stomach, which is a muscular sac at the left side of the abdominal cavity, the average person has a stomach that's the size of two fists put together. So in comparison to how much we eat when we go to that Golden Corral buffet, yeah, it's not very big. But once it's there in the storage tank or stomach, the body continues to properly digest the food with hydrochloric acid and other digestive enzymes. And then from there it goes into the small intestine. And the small intestine is a long, thin tube about 1 inch in diameter and 10 feet long, which is really long, especially on a small person like me. But it's coiled up like a hose, and the interior has ridges and folds used to maximize absorption of nutrients. So by the time that all of the food, or most of the food leaves the small intestines, it's absorbed approximately 90% of the nutrients from the food that we had, which is pretty good. And then from there, it goes to the liver and gallbladder. The liver weighs about 3 pounds, but it's the second largest organ in the body, and it has many functions, but primarily it's used to produce bile that secretes into the small intestines. And the gallbladder, which is a pear-shaped organ, stores and recycles excess bile from our small intestine to reuse for digestion. And then we move on to the pancreas, which is a large gland that's 6 inches long, and it is snake-shaped. And it secretes digestive enzymes into small intestine to complete chemical digestion of foods. And then we have the large intestine, and that is a long, thick tube. It's like 2.5 inches in diameter and 5 feet long, and that's used to absorb water, and it contains symbiotic bacteria that aids in breaking down of waste to extract small amounts of nutrients. So it doesn't really get nearly as much as the small intestines, but it does get some. And from there, the food exits the body through the anal canal. And it's really important to make sure you get proper exercise and drink enough water and take in fiber, because digesting our food is important for the body. It has a more crucial role than what you would expect. And there's health risks associated with improper digestion, like colon cancer and lots of other things. So they eat lots of things. But luckily for us, 3 people have gotten together, like MD Kimball Johnson, MD Pat F. Bass III, and RD, which is a registered dietitian, Maria Adams, to give us a few tips on things we can do to help aid in proper digestion. One would be to take high fiber diets. So make sure you're getting good fiber. Don't get too much fiber because it's not good for you, but you need to get enough. Second would be insoluble and soluble fiber. So again, more fiber. Third would be limit high fat foods. So watch out for the McDonald's. Fourth would be lean meals. Probiotics, which I think you can get pills for probiotics and then incorporate that in. And then to eat on schedule. So eating after like midnight, whenever you're going to bed, that's probably not ideal. Staying hydrated, that's really important for not only digestion, but just overall, for your overall health. Then we have exercise. Exercise is always good. Manage stress. So some things that were recommended on there were yoga, I think, and meditation and stuff like that. Avoid excessive caffeine, alcohol, and smoking, which are pretty obvious ones. Those are good for overall health as well. And that would be it. That would conclude my speech.